Hey everyone, my name is Eryn Eddy, and I grew up in a very small town north of here by two entrepreneurial parents and a bunch of dogs, a bunch of cats, a bunch of land. My parents were Midwesterners, and I grew up in a Christian household. I accepted Jesus into my heart at the age of 6, and I was baptized at the age of 7. My family was heavily involved at North Point Community Church. I began attending North Point at 13. My dad was an elder in the church, and I went to every camp, mission trip, anything that involved North Point, we were there. North Point was home to us. When I was in high school, my small group leader told me to pray for what I hoped to experience in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s. So I prayed for solid friendships, for mentors to come into my life, for girlfriends that are strong and healthy and confident. And as I prayed for those future things, I also prayed that God would shine through my life so bright that people would ask where that light came from. I graduated from high school and I didn't go to college. I didn't really know what it was that I was going to do, but I was sure of it, that because of God's presence in my life, that light would carry on wherever I went. But as life does it, it can hit us in ways that we could never imagine. And as I followed into my parents' footsteps, I started a business that reminds people that they are worthy of love, no matter their past mistakes, relationship status, career choice, or the history that they come from. At that time, my light that I had prayed for slowly became dim. Along my journey, I met my former husband when I was 17. I was married when I was 21, and I found myself divorced at 30. I had never imagined that my life would become what it was. Burnout on work, burned out on a relationship, a performance-driven religion. During my divorce, I moved back into my parents' home with an awareness of addiction and infidelity that was now tethered to my story. We all carry wounds, don't we? Some of us created by our own hand, and some from the hand of another. It took reckless decisions for me to finally come to the conclusion that I was angry with God. And I was angry with the people that represented his name. As the gossip grew about my divorce and whose fault it was, and everything that comes into play with a breaking of a family, I thought, if God's people view me this way, then God must also view me this way. I asked God, how and why? God, how did this happen? Why did he do these things? Why did I do these things? How did we get here? Met with what felt like silence to all of my questions, I decided that I would come up with my own answers. Out of my anger, I defied God's existence. I surrounded myself with people who also defied him. And I went to live my life. I told myself that I had done all the right Christian girl things, and it led me to heartbreak. So now this is my chance to find my truth. But what I learned in that search is that when you have believed a lot of lies over the years, truth is impossible to find without God. I sought attention from men. I was in and out of relationships. I drank a lot. I spent a lot of money I didn't have. And I remember in just the crushing of all of my decisions one heavy night, I had heard this song, this lyric to this song play in my mind. It's that song, I am who you say I am. I had been far away from God and far away from any sort of Christian music. I knew it wasn't me. It was in that moment I cried out to God for the first time in a long time. Who do you say I am, God? All your people are saying awful things. I'm saying things that are awful. How could you possibly see me as anything else? With the pressing of his voice, he told me he loves me just as I am. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be anything. I don't have to perform in any way. He just wanted me to give it to him, and he would promise he would take care of all of it. Of course, I had consequences. Of course, I had things to heal from, but I could do it with him. So I did. I gave him everything. I told him everything, all of my mistakes, all of my fears, all of the lies. Any choice that I had made, thoughts that I had toward myself, toward others, I would give it all to him. And as I did, forgiveness and healing began, and my light slowly started to come back. Ooh. As I opened up to God, I began attending Gwinnett Church, and I gained the courage to see a trauma therapist. I had a supportive family. My parents were rocks. Mentors, and those strong friendships with women that showed up in my darkness and helped me break free from shame and the lie that I believed for so long that I was unlovable. And while my circumstance did not immediately change, I learned to lean on God, and I experienced his close presence. He showed me that. He showed me that while he was my last resort, I was always his first choice. I just kept looking past him, and I just kept filling voids that only he could fulfill. In my healing, he continues to tell me, you are who I say you are, Eryn. You are chosen. You are not forgotten. You are not disposable. I am for you. I am not against you. You are a child. You are my child of God. And so if there's somebody in this room that is carrying a lie, or if you can think of a person that you know that is carrying a lie, may this song be a declaration over them and over you, that there is nothing that you can do that can keep him from pursuing you and loving you just as you are. No thought, no lie, no society pressure, not what the world says. He is there, and he loves you, and he sees you of value. The world does not decide that. He has already decided. He is for you. He is not against you.